This dude's just a shark with arms and legs. Like, I feel like that at this point, or maybe it's always been this way, but the term Vastaya just means if you can have 1% animal in you, you can have 99% animal in you. It's just animal that is like somewhat person, or person that is somewhat animal. It's so broad of a term for a race. I've never seen any other fantasy world do that before with a race, and it's just I'm always surprised by the Vastaya every time I see them.
Yeah, so basically what the Vastaya are, or there was the original Vastaya who were the Vastaya Shirei were the original Vastaya, and supposedly they fought in this great war called the Titan War. And if you played the recent, so this was really big, and I think a lot of people missed this in the event. So there's this new event going on called the Spirit of Hearthhome, because Aurora is coming out. And if you look at Lyssandra's story, or I think it's Ornn or Volibear is one of them, I think it's Lyssandra's. At the beginning, she says this was before the divide between the material and spirit realm, and this is the way I see the world. And so someone divided the material and spirit realm. Prior to that, they were combined. I believe that, okay, there's this huge war in Ionia called the Titan War, and no one really knows anything about it because the Ionians don't really keep track of their culture very well. Like, they don't write it down or anything. It's kind of just passing it along. Same with the Freljord, so stuff gets lost to history. This was also a very long time ago, like before Lysandra, that old. So they were fighting with the Titans, these huge like winged beasts from the heavens. And the people that ended up fighting them and beating them were the Vastaya Shirei. Apparently, this is all like speculative. We don't know for sure, but this is what we know of in the lore, kind of, based on hearsay. They were the Vastaya Shirei. They fought back, they defeated the Titans, and then after this war, they kind of stayed on in the material world, and they bred with, for example, humans, or the other creatures or whatever, because they're all like spiritual, you know? And then based on what they bred with, that kind of became what they were. So basically a fox Vastaya Shirei bred with a human, that's how you get a lot of the Vastaya today. For example, Ari, right? And all of them are different deviations of what they were. Like Vastaya Shirei breeding with a human, like obviously Aurora, she has bunny ears, so it might be like a bunny Vastaya Shirei. They're bred with a human, and now you get Aurora today. And you could actually search Vastaya family tree, and you'll see that tree that shows Ari on there. You could see the other ones too, and there's a bunch of different Vastaya. Like I guess one of them was a fish Vastaya, like an aquatic. And there's like the land tribe, the sea tribe, and the sky tribe. And Rakan, remember that guy that we were talking about? So he's obviously from the sky tribe, like that branch.
Oh yeah.
And they kind of all branched out, and that's how you get the different Vastaya. So if you see an aquatic, like an otter Vastaya, well, that Vastaya is descendant from the tribe of the sea. And that's the Vastaya, and that's all the magical creatures basically in Runeterra.
Wow, okay. But it's also really interesting that it varies how much of the descendant is human versus Vastaya, it feels. Unless I don't think that's the case, unless it's more like let's say this shark man that we're seeing that is very much shark, very little man, could be a closer descendant on the tree to the sea tribe. You know what I mean? Where maybe later on it gets more diluted if they breed more with humans.
I think,
and then you might just see a person with gills and fins at some point. But other than that, they're just a human.
Yeah,
and I can see that being the case.
They were mortals already, and they took the power of the spirit realm into them. That made them Vastaya Shirei, and I think the more that you're right, the more that they breed with mortals, maybe the more diluted it becomes, the more human they look.
Yeah, I feel like that's an interesting theory. That's a possibility, because it varies so much, dude. I think it's really cool that they're able to just I feel like any artist on the Riot team can just make any kind of animal person they want. They're like, yup, that's Vastaya. I think that's really cool. I actually really like that, because then you get pleasant surprises like this shark dude in the Brazen Hydra pub.
So you want to hear something a little bit sad though when it comes to the Vastaya, like our shark boy in the Brazen Hydra pub? So Vastaya live a very long time. So there are a lot of Vastaya. You have Zaya, you have Rakan, you have Nico, Nami, Ari, Rengar. These are all Vastaya. But there's been a disruption to the current magic in the world as humans, continue to disrupt the world as we do. So relations with the tribes have actually soured between the water tribe and the aquatic tribe and the earth, the flying tribe,
No
whatever.
way.
Yeah, and no new Vastaya has been born in several mortal lifetimes.
Whoa.
And so it could be that this ancient race, is maybe not going to be around. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We want to see some babies, but like Ari's whole race is wiped out. If you play the Rune King, she's the last of her whole tribe.
Wow, I did not know that. That's crazy. Huh.
Yep.
I wonder. I think they'll definitely address that at some point in the RiotMMO, but I wonder if they'll address that early on through the character creation, right? Because like normally they don't always have to address what's happening in the, in-game like server player characters versus what's actually happening in Runeterra canonically. But we're gonna see a lot of Vastaya. I think we're gonna see more Vastaya than anything else.
Yep.
People like their animal people, but like, I wonder if they'll actually talk about like, oh yeah, there are new Vastaya being born now, and that's why, like, you're able to make a Vastaya, and you're gonna see this now booming population of Vastaya. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to reflect the game, but the fact is you're gonna be able to make a Vastaya, clearly.
Yeah.
So I feel like there has to be some canonical explanation for there being new Vastaya.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty sketchy with the lore right now. Like, they're even saying, like, nothing is canon, and we'll do whatever we want. Because they're kind of, like, establishing what is canon now and what isn't. For example, the Callista event, we know that's canon. The Aurora event, we know that's canon. Song of Nunu, they stated, was canon. So they're kind of establishing, like, what is and isn't. So they could say, like, this is no longer canon and just squash it. But I think I like your idea better, where it's, okay, Vastaya are starting being born again. And then due to this, like, it's actually what's happening is the mortal world is being connected to the spirit realm again in a stronger way, and we actually have to go and solve this, because the spirit realm, it was separated for a reason. Like, the mortal realm, the material realm and the spirit realm were separated, and there's a lot to do with the spirit realm, and I think, like, you can explore that in a whole series of expansions, because even Viego's sword Sanctity is from the spirit realm. It's from the Hall of the Ancestors, and there's a ton of stuff in the spirit realm that we have no idea anything about. So it's separated, maybe like it's starting to bridge, and then we can expand on that in the RiotMMO. That'd be really cool.